One of the big obstacles in self-inquiry is getting beyond the notion of the body. And it was a particularly difficult one, even within the context of the Yoga Vasishta. That context was a culmination of millennia of yogic practice or ascetic practices which sought to master the flesh, master the body, master the mind. And in attempting to master the body by the performance of ascetic practices, whereby you had fakirs or people who would stand on one leg all their lives and all this kind of thing, try to overcome pain, physical pain. What you're doing there is reinforcing the notion of the body. It's not deliberate, of course, but it seems to me to be very difficult to avoid this, the importance which is being given to the body. It's a bit like saying that you're an atheist. You're actually giving importance to God by saying you're an atheist, because you're actually defining yourself in terms of God. You feel it's important to deny God. So you obviously feel that belief in God is so important that you have to define yourself in relationship to it, which is probably not what most atheists think. And it's the same, I think, with this traditional thing about yoga. You're trying to transcend the body, but in doing so, you're very subtly and very deeply reinforcing the notion of the body. And so much so that we have this debate in Hinduism between whether it's really possible to be truly liberated while you're still in a body, which just shows how pervasive the notion of a body is. Because if the notion of a body has been truly transcended, then that debate wouldn't arise. And I think this is the background, we can see this is the background to chapter 71 here. Vasishta continued, "It may be possible to put into words the state of one who is liberated while yet living," and this means while still in a body, a jivanmukta, which is a state known as turiya, or deep sleep in wakefulness, or the state of total freedom. The state beyond that, which is the state of those who have transcended body consciousness, is not for words to describe. This is the state beyond the turiya. O Ram, strive to reach that. But first be established in the state of deep sleep in wakefulness. This is the state whereby you're not getting seduced by what the world seems to have to offer, because we're well aware of its illusory nature. Remain unconcerned about the existence or otherwise of the body, knowing that the body is but a product of illusion. The body is a notion. It's a notional thing. And it might seem very strange for me to say that. You might be thinking, well, what's that there talking to me through the video camera? Well, that's another thing. That's another layer of notions, isn't it? All you're looking at is little dots on a computer screen that have gone through some amazing electronic process, which is the same way our own senses are supposed to work through some kind of similar process, a similar electrical process. But that's what you are looking at. You're looking at colours of pixels on a screen. That's what you're looking at. You're not looking at my body. And then, well, what if you were here in person and looking at my body? Yes, you've got a body. But what is it that you're experiencing? It's stuff coming in through your optic nerve. Electrical signals which you're somehow making into the image of my body. But never mind what you think of my body. What about my body? What's this? This is solid, isn't it? But what I've got here is sensation. In fact, what I'm feeling is my t-shirt. or the notion of my t-shirt, what I've got here is a sensation. There are sensations, there's experiencing going on. And I group aspects of that experiencing and I relate them to the body. I relate them to an experiencer, me, and objects that I'm experiencing. My knee, my chest, my nose. But it's all sensations. This is a sensation that's different from this sensation. It's different from this sensation. These are experiencings. I group them all together and say that these experiences are coming through the body, which is a very useful way of talking for conventional purposes. But the reality is there are sensations. We might ask, well, who's experiencing the sensation? Where is it coming from? What's the nature of it? But that's the cognitive process. That's what we keep fixing. That's what we keep getting derailed by. That's what we keep getting fixated by. Let's just be with the experiencing. The experiencing, there's a whole kaleidoscope, even just, I'm using touch here, but there's a whole kaleidoscope of experiencing, whether it's visual, through touch, or whatever. And I group, when we're talking about it, when we get caught up in the cognitive process, then we say, yes, this is my body. Although what I'm feeling, what's happening is a sensation of roughness because I haven't shaved yet today. So there's a sensation of roughness. We build up a notion of a body. And that's why it's a product of illusion. It's a concept. The body is a concept. Physical reality is a concept. You might say, well, that's the reason I've got a body, because it's physical, it's real, it's material. But these are all concepts. It's like the wave on the ocean is a concept. You could see a wave moving, but there's nothing moving. It's a pattern. The water's not moving from there to here. We will say, yes, I can see it. It's a wave. It's moving from here to there, but it's not. There's nothing moving from there to here. The water's just jostling up and down, maybe doing little circular movements, and then that's causing water next to it to do little circular movements, and then water next to that does little circular movements. But there's not water moving from way out there to here. The wave, although it can have force, what's force? Can you see force? Can you smell force? You can certainly experience force, but it's not experienced through the senses. The effects, the results of it are. But a wave, it has got no physical reality. It's a kind of summation of lower level events. These are only notional. You are a man of wisdom, O Rama, and you have reached inner awakening. The mind of the man of self-knowledge does not take the downward path. The man of self-knowledge does not get seduced by these notions. The man of self-knowledge, that's what the self-knowledge is about, realizing the notional nature of all our intrinsic beliefs about the world. Only the pure consciousness exists here. Hence let not the notions of I am so and so, this is mine, arise in you. Even the word self is used only in order to communicate. The truth is beyond these descriptions. There is no duality, there are no bodies, and therefore there are no relationships among them. There are no shadows in the sun. Though I am speaking to you while assuming the apparent duality, in truth there is no such division. There's no shadows in the sun, just as there are no delusions in pure consciousness.